it's Sue from Aging Joyfully. Steve is sleeping right now, but I wanted to explain why we didn't put on a video last Saturday. We made a video which was part 2 of an assessment testing for anxiety when you go to get your yearly physical. We did the first part on testing for depression, and I never put the second one on. I never edited it and put it out there. I've been going through medical testing myself, and I'm tired. I'm confused. After 15 years of having symptoms and being ignored, not listened to, I finally got a diagnosis after getting a brain scan, and it actually had 2 different diagnoses. I have not been to the doctor yet. I have to go Monday for the neurologist to explain to me exactly what this means. I suspect the only solution is surgery. However, because of my second condition, I think I will not qualify for surgery. So I've been dealing with this for 15 years, and I've been ignored by doctor after doctor. I've been given antidepressants, anti-anxiety pills, told a number of things. So I'm suspecting this is something I will have to deal with, but I'm going to make a lengthy video, probably numerous videos about it, because it's a very complicated condition. It's 1% of the population. Of course, like myself, a large number of people are probably not diagnosed, so it's probably much larger than 1%. But I'm going to wait for those videos to tell you the name of it and the symptoms and potential things that can occur. But today I'm going to show you the video we made a couple weeks ago on assessing for anxiety. And the whole point of this whole thing is that this assessment, I do not agree with the wording of the assessment. It seems poorly worded. They lumped several conditions together. I feel like to get a higher score, to tell you need this medication. And as I've been misdiagnosed for 15 years, I don't know. I don't want to step out of line or assume things, but I do know in the past, people who prescribe medications would get cruises or lunches or dinners or whatever. They would get kickbacks. I was an auditor for many years and learned that's a conflict of interest, and we were not allowed to take anything from anybody because that would skew your audit results. They wouldn't be unbiased by taking even a pen or present, a meal. So if these offices are getting something in exchange for prescribing these medications, that's a violation. I feel like from my personal experience, they are, because they did not, they encouraged me to be on these pills. After just recently, when this all is happening and I'm processing it, I Googled it, and it said that women are not typically referred to specialists, and they are often put on anti-anxiety, anti-depression medications. And then with another story that's not related, it talked about medicine in the 1800s, and females were diagnosed with hysteria. And I don't know. I'm just disappointed. I'm angry at the medical field. I'm confused as to my future. I am now the healthiest I will ever be. It's a chronic condition that only goes downhill as you get older. It gets more serious. It's not supposed to limit my life expectancy. However, the things it causes, I believe, they will limit my life expectancy. So I'm not going to get into it anymore. Go ahead and watch this video on the assessment, and look for the videos on my condition and my experience in getting diagnosed. And Steve and I are going to be working on videos on where people live today. That's very complicated too. We've been looking for years to downsize to try to save money, and I'm going to talk about the good and the bad. Our channel is Aging Joyfully, and I don't know if some people, I know a lot of channels just put on a facade and they're always happy and smiling, but I'm a realist, and I think you want to know the bad along with the good. As you age, you do have more struggles, financial, emotional, health struggles. everything gets harder as you age. Isolation, and all these things are also big with any age group, with isolation. Anybody can have health conditions. I see videos all the time of 20 and 30-year-olds who die of cancer. It seems to be more and more common today. So we all have these struggles. I always wear my Be Kind shirt. I'm wearing this top today because this is my outdoor working in the yard top, which I haven't been doing lately. And I just thought I'm going to rotate my clothes because I'm not buying anything. The expensive medical things is eating up our budget. So I just thought I like this top. It's a little cheery, and it's a good top if it's hot or cold. So look for that video. It's right after this introduction, and let me know what you think, if you've been misdiagnosed, what you think about the medical profession, and until I see you again, take it easy. Was getting so long. We did a video on mental health and our screenings that our new doctors gave us, but it was so long. This is part 2, anxiety screenings.
Stay tuned.
Okay, next one is the generalized anxiety. Now, I have more anxiety than depression, but this one's a whole lot shorter than the depression one.
So the first one is feeling nervous, anxious, or on edge.
And the scores are the same, the not at all, several days, more than half, and nearly every day. And this says over the last 2 weeks. So, okay, that one I guess is a good question. Not being able to stop or control worrying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, who doesn't worry? I mean, there has to be something that you're concerned about in life, and that leads to worry.
Well, this question here, I don't know if they're saying, see, I'm picking it apart. Stop or control worrying about the same issue over and over and over.
Or new issues.
Or, yes, because every day in the news there's a new issue.
Right.
So, and I worry with the new issues every day, but I'm not worrying about the old issues as much. So do they mean the same issue over and over again, or everyday new issues? I don't really know.
Wow.
Okay, number 3.
Number 3 is worrying too much about different things.
Well, who's to say what's too much?
Right. I mean, worry's worry, right?
I mean, I don't know. What is too much worry? I mean, what is just enough worry? I don't know.
Where's the limit?
I don't know. Okay, next one is trouble relaxing. Well, okay. The next
trouble relaxing, that's interesting. Because people relax in different ways, you know. I mean, a good walk is very relaxing, but in the winter, it's kind of cold and it gets dark early. I mean, you can walk in the afternoon if you have that luxury. But I think walking is very relaxing. So everybody relaxes differently. Some people relax.
Well, they're saying, can you not relax with any of your strategies?
Yeah.
Can you not relax?
Can you not relax? Well, I mean, I don't know. It depends on how much coffee I've had.
Okay, and the next one is being so restless that it's hard to sit still. And again, if you have ADHD, you may never have been able to sit still.
And I think that goes with relaxing.
Well, did that change? Did your personality change? Some people couldn't sit still from a child, and they still can't sit still, and they're active people. So I think that doesn't mean that you're anxious or depressed. You may be an active person. Okay.
So the next one is becoming easily annoyed or irritable. And I think that depends on how your day's going.
Addiction affects you so much that you get so angry at
the littlest thing.
I mean, I don't know, when the Dow crashed, that made us pretty angry, didn't it?
Yeah, yesterday was not a good day.
That made us very, well, I mean, because our retirement, so it's the difference between living in a tent and living in a house with the Dow crashing. So, I mean, I don't like that retirement's on us, that they took away pensions. and retirement's on us, and we don't have any control over the stock market. So I don't know, I could see you getting irritated over the stock market.
Yes, but today the stock
Oh.
market hit 50,000
Today,
Dow.
and tomorrow it'll go down again. But here's the last one: feeling afraid as if something awful might happen. Well, yeah, after the Dow went down, yeah, I'm afraid it's going to go down again. So
Well,
yeah,
of course it'll go down again.
So
And-
does
and
that
it'll
mean,
go up again.
Does that mean I'm anxious, or does that mean I'm in reality world? Which one does that mean?
It's like going to Las Vegas
What does that
every
mean?
day.
Does that mean I'm anxious or I'm in a reality world? Because what goes up comes down. So
Yeah, I think that, if you're focused on that, your retirement is based on that going up and going down, then yeah, that can make you anxious every day.
So yeah, I think older people like us and older. I know my father would never even fill this out. He'd be like, "That's just nonsense." That generation, the silent generation, didn't believe in mental health at all, and we really didn't grow up with any mental health. No, I don't even know. Did we have a counselor? I guess we had a counselor for college, but
Yeah, you had a counselor.
but
in
counselors
school,
today
but
come
not
around.
for mental health.
Yeah, they come around when I was subbing in the schools. They'd come around and teach all these sensitive issues, but we never had that.
Are you okay today? Are you doing all right? Do you need some mental time? When we were kids, we were told to go outside and come home when the lights come on. Our water bottle was a hose.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Or no water. You just didn't drink.
or
You
no
just-
water, and riding our bike or playing with friends in the neighborhood was our entertainment. We didn't have phones, we didn't have video games, we didn't have any of that, and so
Well,
I think mental issues are tied to a lot of that.
I think they're finding they're tied to tablets and phones, videos, and games. Now we did have games starting in like high school because my father helped invent some of the first video games. He was an engineer, but it was later, probably my senior year and into college, that he would bring home these video games that we'd play on the TV. You connected it to the TV and played.
Yeah, we had some of that
But I
primitive
guess,
video games.
Yeah, but I guess you
Pong.
didn't. But I guess you didn't get obsessed, I guess, with it. You still had other interests. You still had interaction with the neighbors, your family, your school.
Well, you got outside, fresh air, sunshine. I think that has a lot to do with not being depressed. Sunshine does a lot for your mental health.
That and walking. I mean, like when I went to college,
walking.
you had to walk to all your classes in college.
Yeah,
You walked miles a day.
Right.
Between classes. I wonder what kids do today if they drive, or because the buildings were all spread out and you had to walk with 30 pounds on your back.
Well, I would bet you that they have golf carts
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
driving you.
I'm wondering. I mean,
and nobody goes up the hill anymore.
Because when we drove through the University of Tennessee in Chattanooga one year, everybody was really obese, or very few were thin. When I went to college, everybody was thin, and I don't know. I don't know these kids could be walking these miles and miles with these 30 pounds. Of course, they had no books, I guess. Today, there's no books. But I had big accounting because I majored in
No, it's all
finance.
on
I
the
had these
tablet,
fat accounting books. They were about 30 pounds of books I had to carry around all day and walk from building to building.
So a lot of the mental health issues that you go through today probably have a lot to do with being shut in, not having external friends that you face to face talk to, not getting out in the sun, not exercising, not getting fresh air, and that can create a lot of mental anguish. Although, not to downplay that, there are people who have mental depression and have other anxieties.
Well, we both have anxiety.
Oh yeah, we're not anxiety
we both
free.
have anxiety, but
Yeah.
we don't like to take pills because there are side effects.
Right.
I think I've read that they could. And I don't know if there's any proof that they could lead to dementia.
Right.
But there's they could. Who knows? It could affect your organs or
Oh,
whatever.
sure.
So we like to not take pills as much as possible. I know when we lived in Buffalo, our neighbor was a psychologist, and I didn't know a lot of older people because my grandparents died before I was born, but she said her main job was giving elderly people antidepressants, and I was like, what? I was like, why are they so depressed? I mean, they're in their 70s and 80s, and that's her whole job, was just giving them antidepressants. Because
getting old can be depressing.
They were in pain, and their family didn't see them, and there was a lot of snow.
And you have friends dying. You know, I mean, it does, you know, life is not easy. It's not a cakewalk, especially when you get older.
Yeah, so on one hand, technology helps older people because
Right.
they can still have friends online, communicate online, play games or whatever,
Right.
watch YouTube videos.
Right.
I mean, back then there was none of that. That was only 20 years ago. I mean, I don't know anybody who watched YouTube, and there was
Right.
no friends online, no gaming online. So these people are isolated by themselves. I mean, our next door neighbor seemed like she had dementia. When she came out, she was always confused. And our neighbor now is 92, and he always asks me if I live around here every time he sees me. And I don't see him very much.
He thinks she's the landscaper because she mows the lawn. But anyway, the point is that moderation, technology in moderation can help. Is basically what we're saying. When you get older, you know, having a tablet, having that interaction can help you
Well, I mean,
to an extent.
trying to have more friends would help, but most people our ages are working 2 jobs. Steve's still working. I've tried to meet friends. We moved here 5 years ago, and we haven't met that many people. We've only met
Right.
a few because most people are working 2 or 3 jobs or have kids and they have many activities, and they're just busy, so they don't have time, or they have their adult children at home and their adult children with their children. They're taking care of
Right.
their
Couple generations.
taking care of their grandchildren or helping to pay the bills for their children, their adult children's children. And yeah, like our friends we just went and saw, their 2 adult children live
Yeah,
with them.
true.
And their son's girlfriend and daughter live with them, and they're helping to pay their bills. So there's an example there. But yeah, so most people our age are either working 2 jobs or taking care of their adult kids and their adult kids' kids.
Well,
So it's I told Steve we need to join the senior center and talk to the 70 to 80-year-olds because our age is not available.
Right,
They're
right,
not
right,
available.
right.
So Steve, Steve, it was good to have you back.
Well, it's good to be here. You know, I hope to pop in on some more videos. You know, give us your ideas, what you're looking for in the comments. You know, I was thinking that as you know, you age and you age joyfully, maybe some ideas of what to make for dinner might be a good video. Okay, and then just the quick preparation of some things because it can be easy and it doesn't have to be some drab, you know, uneventful kind of. You could have a salad and dress up a salad nicely, and it's very healthy.
Okay, well, I'll record Steve making dinner. He loves, like I've said before, he likes to buy all the food. He likes to touch every bit of food that goes in our bodies. And I can't stand to cook. So when I watched those doll moms, I'm like making all that food for the dolls. I didn't even like to make food for me or our kids.
Yes, but I do have to say, Sue makes some incredible pancakes. She made some really incredible pancakes the other night, and that was a good break for me. And I like the pancakes with bananas and blueberries.
Okay. Until we see you again.
Take it easy.